the materiality of what I work with is very important to me. That's often the starting point. When I'm beginning to make a work, I rarely have a sense of where it's going to end up. I usually just kind of gather or scrounge materials and start working with them. I guess in the broader sense, something that interests me and often motivates my selection of materials is kind of an interest in the idea of animism. That's the sense that inanimate, often natural objects house a living energy or a living spirit that kind of can have some agency or influence around the world. And it's a belief that is still lived by in quite a few cultures around the world. And often these objects are kind of venerated or worshipped and decorated to try and sort of control that energy in some way. So that, I think those beliefs often, people that live with that belief system, I think the objects of veneration are often decorated. And I've been to a couple of locations where I've seen, say, rocks or trees that have been decorated, and they're kind of, I find them quite powerful objects. There's something in that combination of the inertness of, say, a big rock, which has been, I guess, decorated with ribbons or with chalk or with paint or whatever. And that's, I guess, a quality that I think about a lot when I'm making the work, this sense of how can something be simultaneously dead and alive. And so that's, so the shells, say for example, in the little collar work, which is simply shells and lead sort of wrapped around that big pillar. I'm interested in the fact that the shell was once a live creature but now is a very static, inert object, and the lead is something which is kind of heavy and kind of dangerous and industrial, but it's a very sort of soft, malleable form as well. And so, for example, the little piece, which is a beaten copper water carrier with is a very heavy kind of solid rock, which sort of, the rock, you know, is such a kind of a dumb, inert thing, but it has these decorative components or elements over it, which can kind of stifle it but maybe reflect and bring it to life as well. So there's that sort of balance or contradiction that interests me in the works that I make, and certainly has an impact on the materials that I choose to work with.